Hey RCC, I hope this finds you doing really, really well. I can't believe that summer is coming to a close. School is starting. Some of you have already started school, and we're getting ready to sort of move into that fall rhythm. I can't believe it's been a year since we reopened our doors after lockdown. It's been so great getting to see so many of your faces again for the first time, as well as it seems like almost every weekend, first-time guests are coming through our doors to worship Jesus and to grow together as a community. Over the last 12 months, I've had some really great, significant conversations with you, our staff, our elders, as well as our first-time guests as well. And here's a couple of things that I'm hearing. And when I hear a couple of things that are being said by different people at different times, I want to listen to those things. And number one, I want to share with you is that people are looking for community. We kind of say this a lot in the church world, but coming out of the last 18 months, time and time again, church, people have said, it is so good to be back. It is so good to see familiar faces. I was, and some folks have said, a couple months ago, I was in a really bad way. I was in a dark place, and it's so good to finally be back here on Sunday in community. The writer of Psalm 133:1 says this: "Behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters dwell in unity." I know that you're watching this probably on your phone or your computer, maybe as you're driving with two hands on the wheel. Digital technology is amazing, right? It's so incredible, especially, again, when we were in lockdown, connecting to loved ones and family and friends and neighbors and coworkers. However, nothing really truly replaces face-to-face conversation, shoulder-to-shoulder worship, singing the same songs together, hearing the gospel preached and the urgency to follow Jesus, or maybe even to accept Christ for the very first time. And you can see, I'm sure you've seen this if you've been back to church on our weekend services, the faces of people lighting up are incredible. We need one another in real time and in physical spaces. The second thing I'm hearing is this, that Sunday is good for the soul. In other words, that people say it's so refreshing to sing, to hear God's word, to have some coffee and some pastries, and to be in the Lord's presence with the community of the Lord's people. Again, in Psalm 23, verse 1 through 3, David writes this: "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me by quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake." No doubt, I and probably you have heard many stories of disillusionment over the last 18 months. And there's a beauty, there's a simplicity, there's sort of a restfulness when it comes to being with other Jesus followers on Sunday morning in the Lord's house. They don't quote Psalm 23, but you have the sense of like, I feel refreshed. It's coming here gives me a deep breath to go out into my week on Monday. The third and final thing that I keep hearing, and I'm rephrasing this, but is that we have a kingdom to gain. Pandemic or no pandemic, the mission of God moves forward. In Matthew 16:18 through 19, Jesus says these words: "I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loosen on earth will be loosened in heaven." God has given us a mission at RCC. Right? And we would say this way: we exist to invite people to journey with Jesus. And I want to challenge you to think about this. Who is one person, family member, friend, coworker, that's been on your mind, your heart, your spirit, maybe even in your life, that you go, I wonder how they're processing the last year and a half, the fact that school's ramping up again. Where are they at in their journey? think about that one person and commit to praying for that person this school year. And here's a challenge. I want you to invite them. Say, hey, why don't you come with me to RCC, and I have a seat for you. I want you to come and sit with me. And I want to walk you through your journey as well. I'm telling you, church, I've seen it over and over again, and you've even experienced it because you've told me this. Like, I need to be back in community. I feel like my soul is refreshed, and I know I still have a purpose. I still have a kingdom to gain. You guys are an amazing church. It's been a wild and crazy year and a half, but I am really excited as summer's winding down, vacations are coming to a close, the school year is being ushered in, small groups are getting ready to start, communities revamping up. I want to encourage you to be here this weekend at RCC for either our 9 or 10:30 services. Hey, we love you guys, and we can't wait to see you this weekend. Go and invite someone to begin their journey with Jesus.